Are you ready? Are you ready to get some gardening done? Hi guys, thanks so much for joining me in this video. Today I'm going to be planting stuff out in the garden. First plants actually going in the garden for 2021, besides the garlic, but that was put in 2020, so it doesn't count. This bed is the one we're starting with, and then we will move on to this one as we need more room. You guys are following me like creeps. I'm going to be planting these about 12 to 18 inches apart. Let's get going. What I observed from other YouTubers is you just want to try to not disturb the roots as much as possible. I up potted these and I probably shouldn't have because there's so much extra dirt. Oops, just covered one up. Sorry. So this is my first time actually transplanting brassicas in the garden ever. Last time I tried, or the very first time I tried to grow these, I did it by seed, and they didn't survive very long at all. Something ate them. So I am not too optimistic that these will survive. I'm going to put a row cover over them to protect them, but don't think they'll make it very long. We'll see. We'll see if this works. Hey Jack, don't do that, honey. Look at me. Don't do that, dude. I'm gonna be kicking myself for this in the future because I did not label these very well, and I lost track of what was what. The only way I know what this is because I have that purple Vienna kohlrabi and the stem is purple. Let me show you. I just remembered that hardening off is a thing. So it's a little too late for these guys. I'm gonna leave them here. If they survive, great. If not, then I will have learned my lesson. I'll leave these ones out in the sun for an hour and then bring them back in. The ones in the cups, I mean. And I'll get the rest of the ones out that are in the cups in the greenhouse. These are all pretty sad looking, but good news. The onions are perking back up. And these are all sprouting. I actually need to thin these out, so I got my dinosaur kale sprouted. Which is super exciting because we will eat a lot of kale. My scarlet kale sprouted, which is such a pretty color. Looks like only one of those is sprouted. Lavender, Brussels sprouts. That's supposed to be there. Broccoli. Okay. Huge. I left a comment on one of the Roots and Refuge videos asking them if it was too late to start more brassicas, and they said that it is in my zone too late to start brassicas, which I'm in zone 8A. I started these before they said that, so that was like a couple of weeks before, or maybe like a week before, and they all started to sprout. These are not all brassicas. There's some of them are lettuces and kales, so the ones that probably won't make it, it's the broccoli and the Brussels sprouts, but everything else in this tray I think will be okay. Hi guys, I'm in the garden again, and I am checking on these brassicas that I planted out in the beginning of this video. They've been in the ground for about 3 days now, and I covered them with this insect netting, and we're gonna see how they've been doing. I'll probably get some sort of posts to put this up a little bit better once the plants get bigger. You know what though? They actually look pretty good. Hold on. Okay, so aside from this one looking like it's been eaten up, they all look fine. they're actually like, I see some new growth, like this leaf right here, this little leaf coming up. It's a lot bigger than I remember. Same with this one. So all the ones with the pink stems, or pinkish purple stems, are the Vienna kohlrabi from Baker Creek that I got for my free seed. And then do not ask me what the rest of the stuff is because it all got mixed up and I don't remember. But they're some sort of cabbage. They're either Nero de Toscana cabbage or they're Copenhagen. So, you want to give the chickens some treats? We're gonna cover up these plants again, protect them from the bugs. Oh, it's chilly. Watch out, Jim. We're tucking it in. These plants have already gotten so big, I'm gonna need to get some PVC pipe and actually like run this netting over it like you're supposed to. I didn't have it yet and I didn't want to wait to put the netting over it because if I have had bad experience with brassicas that were unprotected. So that is that. I'm gonna get the ones that are still in the greenhouse and set them outside for the day. I've been working on hardening those off to just see if it would work this way and if it would be better to harden them off this way. Jack's giving the girls treats. Such a good chicken tender. I think I'm gonna give this a little bit of mulch because it's been getting pretty cold. But look how tall it is. So tall. Don't mind the mess. I started these peas. You remember that video? Jack dumped those two. I like to think he was trying to help, but he just dumped them and spread the dirt everywhere. And sadly, I'll show you in here, but I think a mouse or something got in here and just dug the peas out of there. You can't really tell, but the soil's been disturbed. Pretty exciting. Okay, look in here. We've got some kale sprouts, some lavender sprouts, Brussels sprouts, dinosaur kale, my romaine, which I need to thin, and broccoli. Oh, look. There's some surprise brassicas in with the onions. That's interesting. Let's get these out of here because I want onions to grow in these. I don't know how that happened. That's odd. But these onions are coming back. That's super exciting. And these haven't sprouted yet. I wonder if it's just too cold out here. Okay. Something is munching on these in the greenhouse. Alright, I have these up here because I want to keep them away from the reach of these littles for right now. Okay, got a couple more to bring out, but this is most of them. So you can see some of them are the kohlrabi with these pink stems. This one's actually labeled. So this is Copenhagen cabbage. And then the other type of cabbage, I do have it labeled somewhere, so I'll at least know what one of them looks like, and then from that I'll be able to tell what the rest of them, which are which, hopefully. What I think the future of this garden is going to be is I'm actually, excuse me, Mr. Alfred, you get your tush out of my raised bed. What are you doing? Get out. Stinking dogs. Okay, so the future of this garden is, I think, I'm just going to build up a bunch of these. This took a pickup truck load worth of composted horse manure and then a pickup truck load's worth of wood mulch that I found for free. Both loads I got for free off of Facebook Marketplace. I'm just gonna keep making these. I think I could probably fit 2 or 3 more over until the fence. And then these raised beds aren't going to last forever because they're not any particular type of wood. Oh my gosh, Teddy. Teddy needs some love. Hello. Are you a good boy? Good boys don't jump. Got a little tail wagging. Good boys don't jump. Get down. Get down. Also, I made this hat. I just found a planter pot dumped. Not sure who did it, but doesn't really matter. This one probably wasn't gonna survive anyway. All right, so looks like that guy got munched on for sure. There's no longer one in there. Oh yeah, I totally got munched on. Something, I think it's probably a mouse. This one looks okay. So this is the Nero de Toscana one. It's the only Nero de Toscana one I have labeled. Look at this. This is interesting. This one got dumped accidentally yesterday, and it's still like kind of alive somehow. So, I'm also planning on having these be watered today because it's been kind of rainy.
All wet.
You're all wet?
It's not all wet.
I told you to wear your rain boots because your feet would get all wet. And you didn't want to listen to me. You remember that conversation? I'm so excited that those brassicas are doing all right. YouTube, just recording a little clip. I forgot to close my greenhouse last night and I just remembered. So I came out here to check and see how everything's doing. Just hopefully, I'm hoping that everything's still okay. Super yucky out today. Rainy and cold. All right, so these, oh, there it is. First onion in this backup onion tray that I have spotted right there. Let's see, are there any more? There's one peeking in right there. And that looks like it's about it. How exciting, backup onions. Woo-hoo. These are the ones that I moved out here. I think these got damaged from the cold last night. I don't know though. They might be okay. These brassicas, I was not worried about them. Got this super red romaine out. And then Brussels sprouts, thin those guys out. Sweet! Scarlet kale. Almost all 4 of those sprouted. All the dinosaur kale sprouted. All the broccoli sprouted. Super excited. This is definitely not what I thought it was going to be. I think I actually might sit these lettuces out in the rain to get watered. These are pretty dry. Oh. Yeah, so this one, the tag came off, and that looks very similar to that. So I think this is actually a romaine somehow. Got romaine instead of the kale. And then this one I think is the scarlet kale, so you can see the stem's kind of red. I don't know for sure though. It just says kale on the thing. Not labeled either very well this time around. Alright, let's check everything else. Still pretty damp. Onions could probably use some water. I'll set them outside too. I'll close this guy up. Super yucky out right now. It's actually raining, so I'm not going to be out here for very long. I just wanted to show you guys what was going on really quickly. All right, these were left out last night. They look all right, I think. Something was nibbling on them. I think it was like a mouse, so I don't know if they'll survive. But the ones that I planted out and put under the insect netting look really good. It's raining, so I don't want to lift this up, but you can kind of see like they're perky. Yeah, guess you can't really see that well. But they look really great. Like this one grew a lot already. They're doing a lot better than I thought they would. I gotta put my phone away though because it's raining. Hi guys, I'm in the garden again. Right now I'm about to check my brassicas. It's been about a week since I planted the first set and 1 full day since I planted the second set. So to recap, I forgot that there is a thing called hardening off before you plant your plant starts out into the garden, which it just means you kind of wean it to the elements, like the full sun, the wind. I forgot that was a thing. And then once I had half of them planted out, I remembered. So we're gonna do a check, See how they're doing a week later? See how the ones are doing that I actually did hard enough are doing a day later? And we will make our conclusions from there. All right, this is the bed that I started without hardening it off. Now let me get this net off. Let me shut the camera off for that though, because I have to hold the umbrella with one hand. They still look pretty puny, but I am impressed. So the ones with the pinkish stems, that's the purple Vienna kohlrabi. These look the best. Now this one was about the size of this one when I put it out in the garden. You can sort of tell how much bigger it is from an aerial view. All the ones that are bigger are the Vienna kohlrabi. That's so exciting to me. The rest of them don't look as good, but they look better than I thought they would after not getting hardened off. Okay, so this one has a label. Yeah, that says kohlrabi on this label, so that's what that is too. So I have one of each thing. Are you okay? I have one bandana is just about to cover my eyes. Okay, so your hands are dirty. It's okay, we'll clean them when we get inside. I have one of each of my Brassica types labeled. So that's one kohlrabi, one Copenhagen cabbage, and one Nero de Toscana cabbage. So let's find those and we'll compare how they're doing. And I've got this insect netting. I think that's really what's helping, because kind of protecting them from the wind. Hey, hold on. It's kind of protecting them from the wind and bugs, which is their main purpose. But so far, so good. Let's see what the other bed looks like. And then we'll figure out if it's really necessary to do an extra step of hardening off of brassicas after moving them into a greenhouse. So far, so good. I don't see as much growth on these, but that's to be expected because they just went in yesterday. But let me tell you, this one, that newest leaf that's growing right there is noticeably bigger than when I planted it. So what's different with these from the last time I tried these? I started from seed directly in the garden last year with these. Their first set of leaves came up and then they were eaten by something. I'm not sure. I just remember seeing them sprout and then the next day they were gone. So that was a huge bummer. This year I started them inside under grow lights a month ago. And then I potted them up, put them in the greenhouse for a week or so. And this first bed, like I said, was planted before I hardened it off. And it looks like it's doing just fine. This one was planted a day ago after being hardened off. It's also looking fine. But in another week, I'll be able to tell more on if one is better than the other. We are getting soaked, even though I have this umbrella. So we're gonna go in and make some hot chocolate and enjoy the rainy day inside. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so excited for this gardening season. If you need a friend to learn how to garden with, I'm your girl. Guys, this video is not over yet. Okay, it's been about a week since that one's been in the ground. And not quite a week, but I wanted to compare. So this bed has been in for like a week and a half. And this is the one that I did not harden off. And I now think that this bed is doing way better than that one that I did harden off. So my final consensus on this whole thing, which was kind of like an accident turned experiment, you don't need to harden off brassicas if you put them in a greenhouse. It hardens them off enough, I guess. So that would technically be considered hardening off, but you don't need to do another step from the greenhouse to outside. At least I didn't with this particular circumstance. Let me give you a final look at this, and then I will say my final farewell. Look at that kohlrabi. Y'all know that that leaf in the middle was not that big when we started this. Look how big that one is. Holy cannoli. And cabbage leaves starting to look cabbagey. Gosh, my gosh. Same story. The kohlrabi looks the best out of everything. This one doesn't look so hot. That's kohlrabi. But my goodness. Okay, so these just don't look like they're bouncing back as well as the other ones did. but they don't look like they're gonna die. Well, that's it for this video. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, because you all love me and you know it. If you need a friend to learn how to garden with, I'm your girl. Happy gardening. Bye.